Less than an hour ago, Tom DeLonge shared a post on his Facebook page conveying that he is going to be releasing formerly classified video footage of UFOs. Before I analyze his post, I'm going to read it to you. As promised, the first ever declassified videos of UFOs are on their way. In a few days, these videos will be presented to the world, and along with them, we will launch an interim website that will grow into a robust partnership between global citizens and international governments. These videos will be viewable here shortly, along with their documentation and chain of custody from the Department of Defense. We will also have a description and information on what you are watching. Coinciding with these videos, our most important announcement to date will be launched. Tell your parents and neighbors you knew about this before they did, because they are about to hear about it soon. I will admit that there is a part of me that says this is too good to be true. This will not end up happening the way I'm hoping it will happen. But here's why I do not subscribe to that part of me. And it's because when I first heard about Tom DeLonge, that he was meeting with these high-level government insiders, I did not really believe it. I was very skeptical. Then all of a sudden, WikiLeaks come out, and it was verified that he actually was meeting with top-level generals, like really the highest of the highest United States generals. So naturally, that got my interest. Then he has the To the Stars Academy press conference, and he has these extremely high-level guys. The most interesting one, and the most profound one in my opinion, is Lou Elizondo, who worked with a aerial threat division within the Department of Defense, whose objective is to monitor aerial technology, unidentified aerial technology coming into our atmosphere. He got behind the podium and he said, "Hey y'all, yeah, the UFOs are real." And he retired less than 2 weeks prior to that press conference. I mean, I got to be honest, DeLonge is delivering. Now, if you think he's been fed some disinformation, fine. But don't conflate being fed disinformation with he's not going to bring to the table what he says he's going to bring. Because I actually anticipate he's going to bring it to the table. He's going to bring these declassified videos of UFOs sanctioned by the Department of Defense. And it's interesting, since it is the Department of Defense that is declassifying these classified files, obviously they're working in cahoots, right? The To the Stars Academy team is not working by itself. They are cooperating and working with the government, the U.S. government. This is a very big deal. Before I go any further, there are a lot of people who are like, it's a company to invest in. He's just trying to make money. It's like, you're really paying attention to that? Who cares if he has shareholders? Who cares if he's selling stock into his company? Like, that is the most uninteresting aspect of this whole thing. The fact is that disclosure is being rolled out by the U.S. government. And besides, DeLonge has said, if I'm not mistaken, in an interview, that one of the reasons he's having shareholders is it protects their interests, so that when they start developing the technologies that are based on the observation of UFO technology, and aerospace companies start knocking on their door and like, you can't do this, they'll have some sort of justification. They'll be like, look, we got millions and millions of dollars invested in this from the populace. You can't just shut us down. We'll work something out. So there is a strategic purpose behind having shareholders. And then the other argument that I hear all the time is, well, they're not going to be able to afford it. It costs billions. DeLonge has said in many of his Facebook posts and Twitter posts over and over again, they're going to be hooking up with aerospace companies that are, obviously the aerospace companies are going to put some of their own money into it. They'll have plenty of money. They'll probably get grants from the U.S. government. It's not just going to be from the shareholders. In fact, the very tiniest portion of their funding, a minuscule amount of their funding, is going to come from the shareholders. The most of it's going to come from aerospace, and going to come from government grants and things of that nature. Now, in his Facebook post, he said that this website is going to encompass a partnership of governments, not just the United States governments, but other governments as well. It's as clear as day that the truth embargo, or the UFO cover-up, whatever terminology you want to use, is unraveling right before our very eyes. It's often been said that the U.S., the United States of America, are the one, they're the head honchos of the allies, Europeans and the Australians, and, barring China and Russia, all the U.S. allies have been compelled, many believe, I subscribe to this, they've been compelled to keep their mouths shut about the fact that their UFOs exist. So now the United States is like giving the go-ahead, and so other governments, European governments, Australia, etc., are going to become involved. This is a multinational effort. The disclosure rollout is happening before our very eyes, and it's so obvious to anyone who just would be a little open-minded about it. These videos will include documentation and chain of custody stemming from the Department of Defense. These are legitimate. These are utterly legitimate. No one's going to be able to argue against them. These are literally files, videos that has never been shown before and has been classified up until this point. So no one has seen it except the government insiders. This is some serious stuff right here. And videos, in my estimation, are better than photos. Way better. And this is huge. All the documentation needed to verify that these are government-issued, just declassified videos of UFOs is going to be provided. Now, I'm about to play my Egyptian flute. I'm playing this to the dedication of all the skeptics, all the scientists who don't believe that the UFOs are coming into our atmosphere, all those in academia, and for those skeptics out there, those scientists who are actually, I'm skeptical of their skepticism, but for those scientists and those in the academia that have rejected the obvious, which is right underneath our nose, this is dedicated to you. And I look forward to seeing you in a post-disclosure world.